Start the encoder. The status bar will indicate that you are live. Okay. Okay, so I think are we up and going? Hey! According to this, we are live. Hey everybody, I'm Taylor and I'm the Stargate guy, where I talk to you about everything and anything Stargate. The person behind me that is being very distracting, that is Sarah, the Stargate gal. She's dealing with new curtains that we just got yesterday.
Hooray.
So don't mind her. All right, seeing some familiar faces in the comments.
I'm done. I swear.
Okay, whatever. It's okay. I love you.
Me too.
This is life, people. This is real life. This is what's going on right now, not staged at all. So if you are new to the live stream, this is basically how it works, is that I talk about the theory or the idea of the month. These live streams happen the first Sunday of every month at 10 o'clock Pacific time. Hopefully, maybe the majority of the time. It depends on how crazy my life is. And then once I talk about the theory, then I go to your guys' comments about the theory, and we talk about that a little bit. And then usually we get completely off track, and we go talk about whatever the heck we want to talk about, and questions and answers go on, and it's just fun, and it's just fun. So I'm seeing a lot of awesome people here. Jeff, hey, good morning, Jeff. Green Universe, what's up? Good to see you. Silent Killer, standard on the channel. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. MYKLS, hey, you finally made it. That's awesome. Usually you don't make it for a lot of the live streams. I appreciate that. All right, and yeah, this is awesome, man. I love it. Mr. Miles. Hey, Mr. Miles. Love it. All right. The video is pretty choppy. The audio is playing fine, though. Really? Okay, so let me adjust my settings here. Maybe. Let's see if I can do that. Let's take that bitrate thingy majigger down, because I totally know what I'm doing. And apply. Okay. It's been a long time since I've done a little live stream with a computer, so it's kind of harder to do. All right, so is this okay? Like, are people seeing me? Or is it, like, if I move around a little bit, is it horrible? Hey, Fuzzinator, you finally made it to a live event. What's up? Coming much better. Okay, awesome. Awesome, I like that. And I'll turn this down a little bit more, because I like margin. So let's take that all the way down to 1,000 and see if that does any good. Apply. Hello from Denmark. Hello, Denmark. This is Oregon. What's up? Oh yeah, Sarah, there's like people all over the world that watch Stargate and are subscribers to the channel. It is awesome. It's still just as choppy from what I'm... What? This is... freaking live streams. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I can take this down a little bit more. Let's see if that does anything. All right, is that working? Are we like working? Can I like start talking about fun stuff? Or are we doing another 3 minutes of trying to get this to work? Hello, Croatia. Luca, hey, what's up, man? I'm going to be talking about one of your theories. Green Universe from Astoria. Anders Hall from Denmark. Man, this is awesome. Commander Hawk, what's up, man? Okay, so are we good to go? Much better? All right, good. I like things to be much better. I am really sorry about this. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've done a live stream on a computer. So let's knock that down a little bit more just to be safe, and we'll see if that works. Now it's working just... All right. Connecticut, hey, what's up? Okay, so everybody, sorry for all the delay and stuff, tech stuff. Okay, so today is going to be a little different. Instead of me talking about a theory that I've come up with, I'm going to be talking about 3 subscriber theories that you guys have sent me, strictly speaking, on Facebook. You can go to facebook.com/StargateGuy and be a part of the Facebook group, and you can message me on there. I read all the messages just like I read all the comments, but I'm not able to reply to everyone simply because that would take a long time, and I need another person just to do that. Okay, Mississippi, what's up? What's up? All right, I'm so excited. I love live streams. So let's get down to business here. All right, first theory by subscriber John Hawk, who is in the comment section right now. Commander Hawk, what's up? He says, hi, I like the videos you post, and I have a possible new theory episode to make. This one is if the Nox had the power to bring back people from the dead and heal wounds, what would happen if the Nox helped the Asgard to heal the degradation through cloning? Would the Nox healing ability cure the Asgard and save them? So this is something that I never thought about until you asked this question. Very good question then. Because usually I think about things before you guys ask them to me, because I've been thinking about this stuff a lot. So the Nox healing ability, we do not see the Nox a lot, and we only see their healing ability in one episode, which is called the Nox. Go figure. But we do see it where a recently deceased person can be brought back to life by use of the healing ritual, the healing rite that they do. And we see this for several different species. We see this for a Nox child. We see this for Goa'uld, or Jaffa, rather. We see this for the Jaffa. We see this for humans. And we know that they have this ability. We don't know if it is genetic or we don't know if it is technology. Could be a little bit mixture of both. It is really hard to tell about Nox technology simply because of the way that they live. They try to be really low-key and kind of downplay technology and upplay the connection that they have with nature. So it is very possible that this is a genetic ability that they have in order to heal. I would theorize that the Nox's ability to heal would not help with the Asgard genetic degradation. And simply because looking at the way that the Nox heal people and bringing them back to life, I theorize that bringing them back would mean restoring how they were before they died, or restoring how they were before whatever injury occurred. So I would say that if an Asgard clone body was killed, or if it was wounded, that the Nox would be able to help restore that body to its previous state, but not be able to genetically manipulate the clone body in order to prevent the degradation. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. And as we see in the Nox episode, is that there is a bit of a rush in order to do the ceremony, or the ritual of life. That's what it's called, the ritual of life. There seems to be a time limit there. So if the person has been dead for too long, you can't really do it, is what I kind of got the vibe from that episode. So I would say no, the Nox ability to heal would not help fix the genetic degradation of the Asgard. But if the Asgard clone body was hurt or killed, they would be able to help bring it back to life within a time period. So that's what I'm going to say there. Let me know in the chat section, and we'll get back to that. We're moving on to theory number 2. Theory number 2 is brought to you by, let's see here, Shane Satin. Shane says, book an appointment. No, I don't want to book an appointment. YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook. Shane Satin says, okay, if the Stargates are made from Naquadah, why would the ancients settle on a planet that had none? In addition, why would there be 2 Stargates on Earth when the ancients had one built into their city of Atlantis? I mean, I guess they left one behind when they left, maybe. Also, is it ever mentioned if anyone finds the Stargate factories? Where were they manufactured throughout the cosmos? They weren't built on the seed ships. Where did they get all the Naquadah? Also, the Goa'uld are not... This is a little bit long. Also, the Goa'uld are not able to produce Stargates, so they stole from other worlds like the humans did to build the Carter-Mackay Galaxy Bridge from Pegasus to the Milky Way. My point being that stargates are not infinite. There are only so many in existence. How is it possible that we never come across a huge factory of them? So this is something that David Reed, who founded Gate World, and myself started talking about at WonderCon, and have to say, holy cow, James Bond, thank you. You are amazing. James Bond just did a $2 super chat. And the message is, here's my appreciation for your videos. Thank you very much, James. I'm really glad you're a subscriber. Oh, so Sarah wants to know, is your real name James Bond? Because she's a huge James Bond fan. And we've been doing a massive watch or marathon, that's the word, of the James Bond movies. But thank you. So I'm going to wait for James to reply here. But yeah, so going back to this, there's a lot to this question. There's a lot to this. Oh, by the way, people are saying bless you, Sarah.
Oh. Thanks.
Salute, Sarah. Hey. You got your own fan base now, by the way.
Hooray. Thanks.
All right. So Shane, let's dig into your theory here one part at a time. So let's see here. What was the first part? Why were the ancients settled on a planet where they had no naquita? So we do not know that Earth never had any naquita. We don't know that. There could have been naquita that was mined by the ancients thousands of years ago, and that they are so good at extracting naquita that they extracted it and that they renewed the Earth so that it looked like it never existed. That is possible. The ancients do have a lot of technology. I believe that they do have the technology to extract naquita precisely from a planet. So it is quite possible. I'm not saying this is true or a fact, but it is possible that Earth once had naquita that was used to build the initial gate system or the gates that went off with Destiny. We don't know, but it is possible. So that's what I'm going to stick with. It is possible that Earth had naquita at some point. Let's see here. More than one Stargate on Earth. So we do know. We do know that. Wow. I'm sorry. 1 second here. Okay. Whatever. Wow. Sorry. I'm sorry. See, this is what happens when you get me live. So, more than one Stargate on Earth. So, really, we do know that at one time there was 3 Stargates on Earth. We do know that there was the Stargate found in Antarctica. That seemed to be a Stargate that had Jaffa nearby, and it had an ancient being nearby. Okay, so the ancients and the Jaffa, I did a theory kind of about this. The ancients and the Jaffa would have inhabited Earth for a very brief period of time together. We do know that approximately 10,000 years ago, Ra came to Earth and subjugated humans and created the Jaffa, along with other Goa'uld, created Jaffa and took humans and that kind of thing. We also know that approximately 10,000 years ago, that the ancients left the Pegasus galaxy back to Earth, and that some of them ascended, and that some of them intermingled with humans. You can go to one of my theories, the Pegasus ancient theory, I think is what it's called. But it talks a little bit about this in ancients and human evolution and that kind of thing. So that Stargate has to be from around that time period. Or that was the original Stargate on Earth, and Jaffa found it, and there's some sort of scuttlebutt, I guess. Scuttlebutt? No, scuttlebutt is talking. But there's some sort of encounter between the Jaffa and one or two of the ancients. The thing that kind of messes with that, though, is that the ancient woman had the plague, and that was millions of years ago, and Jaffa wouldn't have been around millions of years ago. So there's a conflict there. Yes. But we do know that I theorize that there was another gate that was used, that was taken from another planet and put on Earth. Ra and other Goa'uld have the ability to move stargates just like we had. You mentioned that in your theory. And so the gate that we use in Cheyenne Mountain was brought to Earth with the subsequent DHD that was paired with it. And the DHDs do an automatic redialing and calibration when a gate is moved and when the DHD is moved to a new planet and all the addresses and everything are updated. We see that in Avenger 2.0. And that is where the second gate came from. I theorize that the Atlantis gate that was built in Atlantis was the 3.0 version of the gate system. 1.0 was on Destiny, 2.0 was in the Milky Way, 3.0 was on Atlantis. So about the time that the plague was happening and the ancients were leaving to the Pegasus galaxy, they were recreating a better version of the gate system, and they primarily made the one in Atlantis, and that's the one that went with them, and they copied that gate off in the Pegasus galaxy. And with the third part of your theory, or of your questions, was where are the gates manufactured, and how are they able to get around the Milky Way galaxy? So David Reed and I were talking at WonderCon, and both of us are convinced that there must have been a version of the seed ship that went around the Milky Way galaxy and extracted naquita from planets, manufactured gates, and deposited gates and video output. What? Come on. Then deposited gates and DHDs on the different worlds. And it is possible that that seed ship is still hanging around the Milky Way somewhere and probably dormant. And that it was left in space in case they needed more gates, or I don't know, they could have sent it on to the Pegasus galaxy. But we're pretty sure that there must be some sort of seed ship going on in the Milky Way galaxy, just like there was going out with Destiny and populating the rest of the universe. So that's kind of what I'm going with. We haven't stumbled across it. I mean, you're trying to find one ship in an entire freaking galaxy. Like, that's kind of hard to do. That's looking for a needle in a haystack to the infinitieth degree. Okay, so I don't know there. So let me know what you think in the chat section, and we will get back to your comments. And moving on to the third theory, I'm trying to go through these as fast as I can. Third theory by Tomas Pap. He says, let's see here. Hello, Stargate Guy. Really like your videos. I have a crazy theory for you. What if the Vanir Asgards in the Pegasus Galaxy created the Wraith? And wow. Okay, one sec. We'll get right back to that. James Bond, another $2 super chat. That is awesome. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. The comment is, great videos make more, inform us of future movies. Will do. Thank you. So, Tomas Pop, what if the Vanir Asgards in the Pegasus Galaxy created the Wraith? They are a breakaway radical clan of the Ida Galaxy Asgard who do anything to solve their DNA degradation. We know they do secret experiments with human DNA. If my memory correct, before the Wraith-Lantean War, maybe they discovered the Aratus bug and tried to use its insane healing ability when attached to humans. I think the fans referred Wraith culling beams and Asgard go-away beams are very similar. At least I think the Wraith culling beam come from the Vanirs, and somehow they was able to get it. They fight and successfully block the transporters in the past, but the Asgard just have rings and room teleporters. We never see them using teleporters, if you get what I mean. I don't have more evidence. Thank you for reading it. Smiley face. So, this is an interesting thought. The Vanir creating the Wraith. I would say that did not happen, simply because in the episode 1 of Atlantis, The Rising Part 1, we see Beckett going into the holographic room, and the ancient lady saying that basically they created that evil that came back and destroyed them and bit them in the butt, which would be the Wraith. So if the ancients are owning up to it, I don't think it is likely that the Asgard really created the Wraith. It is possible that they did experiments with the Wraith and their healing ability to look into the Asgard genetic degradation. I think that is more than likely. You are right, the Vanir went to the Pegasus Galaxy. They were a radical faction, and that they really wanted to do anything to solve this degradation problem. And they did make progress. They made more progress than the Asgard in the Ida Galaxy. And we do not know for sure exactly what kind of contact they had with the Ancients. We do know that they did have some contact with the Atlantean Ancients because they had the codes to get through the Ancient shields as if it wasn't there. They were greenlit. So the Ancients were aware of them. The Asgard were aware of the Ancients. It is possible that they worked together to some extent to solve this problem. And that is why the Vanir were able to hang out and be alive for so long. Is it possible that the Wraith and the Asgard technology are similar, or that one kind of went into the other? Well, I don't know. Maybe. Well, because you do have the culling beam that basically takes people and zaps them from the ground and puts them into a buffer, and that buffer can be expelled to have the humans come out again to be fed upon. We do know that the Ancients also had teleportation technology as well as the Asgard. I think that it is likely, since building off of the assumption that the Wraith got developed because of the Ancients, and the Wraith language is similar to the Ancient language, not the Asgard language, that technology was somehow linked to the Ancients as well. So, in conclusion, I do think that the Vanir Asgard did experiments with the Wraith to help find their genetic degradation problem. And I do believe that the Ancients had contact with the Asgard, but not that the Asgard created the Wraith or inspired their technology in some sort of way. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But we do know that the Asgard are in their location to keep away from the Wraith. So they were aware of the Wraith threat, and they wanted to go to a place where they were in secret and can hide from them. But I don't think that is because that they created them and it bit them in the butt. I think that they realized that it was becoming a dominating force, that the Ancients were on the losing side of the battle, and that was a self-preservation move on their part, because the Wraith could go after them as well. At least to destroy them, not really to feed upon them. So that would be the three theories that we're talking about today. So let me go back to the comment section, to the chat section over there. And we'll talk about your comments, and then if we want to do some Q&A, then that's fantastic. Now, this is when I do want to take a little break here and let you know that in a roundabout way, this video is sponsored, and it is sponsored by you guys and myself as well. I put on about a week ago or so that there's a really cool new thing that on Amazon. If you go to amazon.com/shop/the Stargate Guy, you can see over 300 different Stargate products that I recommended on there. Everything from the DVDs, all of the books are on there, all the comic books are on there, some shirts, hats, mugs, all kinds of different Stargate things are on there. So there's a link in the description box below that you can click on, and that takes you to the Amazon store page, or you can go to amazon.com/shop/the Stargate Guy. I did not make those products, but those are products that I saw and that you can go to and check out, since people have been asking me for years where to find some stuff, and now you have it in one convenient location. So let's go and check out the comments here. All right. Dahawk87, I have to run to work. My 2 cents on the Nox can't heal the Asgard. Fact, if they could, the Ida Asgard would have been healed. Yeah, so basically the relationship with the Nox and the Asgard was so good that if the Nox could heal them, they would, because they're that kind of people. So I get what you're talking about here. Let's see here. Mr. Miles, chief engineer, I assume the Nox couldn't cure the Asgard because I assume they'd have asked. They probably would have. I mean, they are allies after all. And they were pretty close back in the day. The Nox and Asgard has two issues with contact one another, and the Asgard make it clear they don't mind looking at alien worlds for a cure. Very true. Let's see here. Commander Hawk. If a fatal wound can be healed and bring back dead individuals, surely it can reverse the effects of cloning degradation. I don't know, because you're talking about tissue regeneration versus genetic manipulation. And those are two big differences. So, I mean, over time, we can cure cuts and wounds. And depending on the issue, we can bring someone back from the dead under the correct circumstances. But changing up DNA is on a different scale. So I'd say that the natural ability to heal is different from genetic manipulation. That's just my 2 cents. Let's see here. More comments here. There's a lot of awesome comments. I love it. Love it. Shane Satin, maybe their healing ability utilizes an early form of ascension. Possibly. We do know that the ancients, before they ascended, that some of them had different gifts, as they called them. And one of them was the gift of healing, where they could heal pretty much anything. But the thing is with ascension is that it is a specific evolutionary path. So we do not know what the evolutionary path of the Nox are. If they can ascend or not, we don't know. However, it could be that they are more genetically advanced than us, and that is part of their DNA, is that mutated that ability. It is theoretically possible. It's an infinite universe. BK Dan, I think the Nox healing couldn't heal Asgard because, quote, we made the choice of cloning instead of reproduction. Yeah, you know, it's possible. The Asgard did own up to the fact that they have that problem because of their own choices. I actually quite admire the Asgard for that. They didn't shirk it off and blame it on someone else. They owned it. You know, we screwed up, so now we're all gonna die. You know, that's kind of a hard thing to admit. Jorkin, also they blew themselves up, so there's no coming back from that. Yeah. Well, we're talking about before that, you know, if they were still around. As well, you know, the Pegasus Asgard, the Veneer, are still around. So the Asgard are still a thing, just most of them are you know, dead. Couple people thanking Mr. Bond for his super chat. That's awesome. If you want to give a super chat, it's the little $sign next to the smiley face under the chat section. Let's see here. Commander Hawk, what about if the Asgard clone, they found a drift? Couldn't they clone the Asgard body in stasis and transfer memory, and then the reproductive process is possible again? Yeah, so they found this Asgard body that was like 30,000 years old. That looked more human. And that played into a couple of theories that I did. One, why the ancients not why the Asgard are idiots episode, I talk about that. As well as in... was Ra in Asgard. I talk about that as well, and there was a theory about that's writing, and that could show up on Gate World. We don't know yet. But yeah, that's something that they looked into, and there was an offhand comment somewhere saying that didn't really help them. But I think that's kind of a cop-out because the writers wanted them to go a certain way. Meaning that they were kind of dumb. Hence the idiots video. All right, moving on to the second theory, I guess. Mr. Mouse, chief engineer, the Earth once did have Naquadah, didn't it? We don't know. There's no trace of it on Earth today, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't any at some point. That's the thing, like lack of evidence. Mr. Mouse, chief engineer, we don't expect Mr. Bond to talk. We expect him to die.
I love it.
Love it. Goldfinger, awesome. Let's see here. So moving on to the second theory of the Stargates. Dahak86, in reply to Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer, if Nakoda was once on Earth and they used it, it would still be in the system. Not necessarily. It depends on their level of extraction. So today, our ability to extract minerals from the Earth is very crude. And although we can restore hillsides and we can restore scenery and that kind of thing, and there will be traces of the things left, that is with our current 21st century level technology, which is not at Asgard or ancient. We're talking about the ancients now. We're not at the ancients technology 10 million years ago. Okay, they were able of intergalactic travel 10 million years ago. I think that they can take minerals out of a planet and not leave a trace that they were even there. Just a thought, just my personal belief. Let's see here. Luca, One Buried Gate was also found in Stargate Infinity. No, we're not talking about Stargate Infinity. No, sorry, it doesn't exist. Woo! However, the DVDs are on my Amazon page. If you want to go buy the DVDs, you can click my link and you can find it under the DVD section. It's Stargate Infinity's weird. It's just weird. But you can go check it out if you're curious. A lot of people are, since you can't get it anywhere else, just on the DVDs. Ortaka Tinga. That kind of sounds Polynesian. At the Stargate guys, seeing how the ancients had beaming tech, they could have beamed the Nakodo right out of the Earth and fill it with debris. See? It's possible. Let's see here. Cross some greetings. James Bond, hello again. Humans in the Pegasus Galaxy. That's it. Yes, Tomas Pap. Humans in the Pegasus Galaxy theory. That's what the name of the theory was. Where you can talk about the ancients and the Jaffa and everything being on Earth all at the same time, and how humans got the ancient gene, and how humans were populated in the Pegasus Galaxy. All of that is in Humans in the Pegasus Galaxy theory. Thank you very much for looking that up. I appreciate that. I've made a couple hundred videos over a couple of channels now, and it's hard to keep straight. Dahak 86, at the Stargate guy, the seed ships produce Stargates using the resources they found, and why Destiny gates are not as strong as the later gates. Yeah, that's true. So with the Destiny gates, the Destiny gates aren't really made. Actually, we don't really know exactly what they're made out of, but they are used with materials that they found across the entire universe. So in the Milky Way galaxy, with the abundance of Nakoda over the galaxy, then they were used to scan out, find the Nakoda, and process that into Stargates. There was more into the components of Stargates, but Nakoda is a chief mineral in it. Good point. Automatic correlation update. Yes. Pup314. Hey, what's up? Pup314. What about the gates in the Ori galaxy? Version 1.5? Question mark. So, I did a theory about that too. About Stargates in the Ori galaxy. Now I can't remember the name of that one. But I think it was something along those lines, like Stargates in the Ori galaxy, or did the Ori make Stargates? I think was the title. It has a giant supergate on the thumbnail with a red fiery Ori person face thing in the background. I remember the thumbnail. I just can't remember the title. But yes, I talk about that. And whether or not the Ori made their own gates, do they have that ability? Are gates common in the Ori galaxy? I'm going to let you go just watch that entire video and talk about it. It's an interesting thought. Tomas Pap, maybe the ancient woman frozen a million years ago, but Jaffa maybe find the outpost 10,000 years ago and somehow froze. That's the tricky part, is how did the Jaffa get frozen down there? I don't know. Granted, human beings, modern day human beings, die when climbing mountains and get turned into giant popsicles. That could have happened with the Jaffa. Maybe. Lewis Cox, are the gates in the Ori Galaxy the ones from Destiny? Go watch that video. Wow, new super chat from Knox117, $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. You are awesome. Why weren't any 1.0 gates found in the Milky Way? Well, with that, I would say that there were 1.0 gates in the Milky Way, that they tested it out before sending Destiny out to populate the universe with them. But really, I think what it came down to is that when they made the 2.0 gates that we commonly use in the Milky Way galaxy today, that they just replaced the ones that were the 1.0s. I mean, it would be a lot easier to simply dismantle a gate and to just have the coordinates be a part of a new gate system, rather than keeping some of the old versions and keeping some of the new versions. There's probably some issues with them talking to each other, with them working the same. It's a lot easier with the gates, because all the gates, they all have very similar things. All the platforms are at the same height, so you don't come off to a platform and like fall 10 feet. There is a lot of standardization. And I think that with the Stargates, if you don't have that standardization, then they don't work properly. So I think that's why we don't have 1.0 gates in the Milky Way. It's a lot easier to just standardize all of them, remove the old gates, put in the new ones, and that way you don't have to deal with two different systems trying to talk to each other. I mean, it's like one of our modern day computers talking to a 1950s computer that takes up a whole gymnasium. It's going to have a hard time talking to each other. Yeah, at least that's my thought. James Bond, thank you very much for trying to rally up some super chats. I appreciate it. So in case you guys are wondering, people keep asking me, this is not my full-time job. I work for the state, and any money that is really made with the Stargate channel goes back into the Stargate channel. So if you want to help out the channel, by all means, do a super chat. You don't have to, but it is greatly appreciated. So Knox, James Bond, thank you very much. People talking about Mr. Stargate Guy. You can call me Mr. Stargate Guy. I don't mind. You can call her, Miss Stargate Gal. Okay, and in 2 months, then Mrs. Stargate Gal. Yep. Getting married in 56 days? 56 days. Getting hitched. Exciting. Let's see here. I think we're going to move on to the third theory. Is that where the comments are going? Oh, Knox117. Can you say the Asgard address again or put it on Twitter? I'd help out a lot. Yeah, so the link is in the description box below this video. It is on Twitter. It is the second to last tweet I did, but it's amazon.com/shop/the Stargate Guy. But link in the description box below, and I'll re-put it on Twitter for you. Pup314, the SGC should have told the Asgard about the gene manipulation device that Nirti had. Yeah, you're right. Whoops. You are right. I don't know why that didn't really happen. It was probably just forgotten about. Like a lot of things in Stargate, people just forget about things. Let's see here. Shane Satin, the Knox can only heal the clone body. They can wait. Am I? Where am I? I thought I was below the Knox. Or maybe you're just out of order. I don't know. Are you behind? I don't know. Okay, well, I skipped that one. Sorry, Shane. Wayne Gouldthop, I guess. Why didn't the Asgard keep their original DNA on file so they can make 1 million copies from the same source of DNA instead of 1 million off copies of copies? Right? Right? Like, that's one of the main things that I use for the Asgards are Idiots videos. I mean, come on, right? Luca, because the Asgard are stupid. Yeah, right? Like, made a whole video about it. Mr. Mouse Chief Engineer, could Tok'ra or Gould stop not reverse the degradation of the Asgard clones? Also, couldn't the brainless clone technology do a lot of good for the Tok'ra? I guess theoretically, a Gua'uld or a Tok'ra symbiote can stop the degradation. I don't know about reverse it. That's a lot. Now, we do know that the Gua'uld symbiotes can manipulate their host DNA to an extent. Not a huge extent, but a small extent. So it's possible. It's possible I could fend it off. And holy cow, people, you're awesome. Knox 117 again, $2 super chat. Congrats on the wedding. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. We really appreciate that. Darmok and Gelada Tanagra, $5 super chat, dude. You're awesome. He's also a big Ko-fi person as well. He buys me cups of coffee on Ko-fi.com/the Stargate guy. So his comment is, should we expect to see more videos about you guys? Oh, should we expect to see more videos after you guys are married and your life slows down a little?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah?
That'd be fun.
Good, because that's what I would like to do. So right after we get hitched on September 1st, we are going to be going on a honeymoon for like a while. We've saved up for it, and I'm really looking forward to it. First vacation we've had like ever. So I'm gonna make some videos ahead of time so you guys can get videos while I'm out on the honeymoon. But yes, so the idea is to do more Stargate and to keep doing this even after we get married. Sarah is super supportive of it, and we've gotten her on camera several times. And we've talked about it happening more frequently on occasion. We don't know yet. But yes, more Stargate stuff will happen after I get married. Don't worry. I'm not going to disappear on you.
Yep.
Okay. Silent Killer 733. Does that mean Jaffa could have the ancient gene? Theoretically. Possibly. It depends. It all depends. I kind of doubt it. I doubt it. But it is theoretically possible. Because, like, O'Neill has the ancient gene, and he almost got turned into a Jaffa and a Goa'uld. And if that would have succeeded, then a Goa'uld and or Jaffa would have had the ancient gene. So it's theoretically possible. Did they start out that way? I doubt it. But it is theoretically possible. Let's see here. Eighth period. Yep. Let's see here. Man, there's so many awesome comments here. George Fletcher, I have a theory. The Department of Defense is associated with the show. So, yeah, you know, the Air Force and the DoD kind of kept an eye on Stargate, just, you know, in case. And the show worked actually very closely with the Air Force to make sure that was represented properly and that people, the uniforms were correct, people could salute, you know, all kinds of different things. What about some of my theories in the next video? Luca, I talked about one of your theories, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. Luca, yeah. So, Luca, I need to do more research about your theory before I talk about it. But yes, if you guys have any more theories, go to facebook.com/Stargate Guy and send me a message with your theory. I would love to do another one of these where I talk about a couple more of your theories. And it could always land in a video. We don't know. Wow. Holy freaking super chat, Batman. Darmak Jalad and Tanagra, a $10 super chat. Thank you. You are awesome. Yay to Sarah being super supportive.
Hooray!
Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to take it away from you. That would be weird.
That would be weird if you tried to take that away from me.
You cannot do Stargate Guy ever again.
Yeah, I don't think we would actually be in a relationship if that was the case.
That would be an odd relationship.
It really would be, yeah.
Like, it would be an odd request.
That would be an odd request. It's like me saying you can never write in your journal again.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, right?
Mm.
Anyway. Sorry, we get off topic a lot in these live streams.
Taco time with Teal'c and Taylor.
Let's not talk about tacos again. that got us off topic for 2 months in a row. Okay, we're not going there. Let's see here. Oh, man, I lost track of where I was. Pup 314 Asgard symbiotes for the Tok'ra. That would be interesting. Pup 314. I would be honored to be a host for a Tok'ra symbiote. Awesome. They need more hosts. So you can volunteer. Personally, I wouldn't, but awesome. Mike Vestes, Michael Toff. Thank you. Good, because I like your chat. Hey, awesome. $2 super chat from Mr. Mouse Chief Engineer. Thank you very much. His comment, Gould versus Wraith Queen, battle for control of body. I'm guessing that's a who would win kind of thing. I don't know. See, that's a hard thing. People keep asking me about Wraith or Gould controlled Wraith. And one, I think that it is theoretically possible for it to happen. Without the Jaffa incubating the symbiote, I think that it would be harder for a symbiote to take control over Wraith, particularly a Wraith Queen, since we do know that they have a lot of mental ability. They have a lot of mental power, and it really is a control of the minds. So with the Queen, with the Wraith Queen, we know that she was able to take over the mind of Taylor. During the episode where they were underwater and on a drilling platform, and they came across the Wraith Queen, and she was able to control Taylor. Later on, when Taylor was pregnant and there was two minds working against her, then the Wraith Queen had a harder time of it. But if we're talking about Wraith Queen versus symbiote, man, I'm not sure. I think it's a coin toss. I think it would be a coin toss. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Let me know. Would Wraith Queen win or would symbiote win? I don't know. It might depend on the symbiote, because some symbiotes are kind of smarter than others. Take Ball for example. Ball is a lot smarter than the average symbiote, but I don't know. That's really hard. It's really hard. See, that's why I didn't make a video of it yet, because I can't make up my mind. I don't know. Pup 314 Wraith Queen would suck the life out of the Goa'uld. Well, if it already invaded her, kind of hard to do that. Not if it's inside her head. Yeah, see, good point. Rigalando. Could a symbiote be placed inside a Wraith? So, to go back to that, I mean, one of the main reasons of the Jaffa is to give the symbiote a chance to mature, as well as to mature and get used to human DNA. So the compatibility is a lot higher when blending with humans. So I talked about that a little bit in the Jaffa racial profile. That was the last racial profile that came out. You can go to the channel playlist. Racial profile should be right on the top. And a little bit in the Goa'uld one as well. So it is theoretically possible. Could a Goa'uld take over a Wraith foot soldier? A Wraith, oh shoot, what do they call him? Man, this is so bad of me. Drone. Wow, sorry. I think a Goa'uld could be able to take over a Wraith drone, no problem. They don't really seem to have any real mental abilities whatsoever. I mean, for crying out loud, they don't even speak. But yeah, so I think that is very possible. Wraith Queen, though, I don't know. Yeah, see, Wraith Throne. But yeah, I think they would, grand scheme of things, I think they would need Wraith Jaffa, but I think that would be super hard to come by. I think that'd be really hard to come by. That'd be a very interesting battle, though. Omega Ordain, hey, what's up? That would have been awesome to have a Goa'uld symbiote take over Wraith Queen. What an awesome crossover. I know that would have been really cool. That would mean that the Wraith would have needed to invade when the Goa'uld system lords were still in place, and there was a lot more Goa'uld in the galaxy than there is now. And even then, the Goa'uld aren't extinct. I mean, it's just the system lords were taken out. So the system of government was removed, but not. Yeah, I mean, you didn't wipe out an entire species. So they defeated the Goa'uld. No, you just took out the system lords. You just took out the people in charge. But anyway, that kind of annoys me when people say that. Oh yeah, the Goa'uld are defeated. Well, just the system lords. You didn't kill every wraith. Yeah, come on. Cap Skipper, hey there, what's up? Fuzzinator original. The Wraith Queen would steal all the genetic memory of the symbiote. That's an interesting thought. So if the Wraith Queen won, then the Wraith Queen would know how to use Goa'uld technology, how it was created, whatever that Goa'uld knew and its ancestors knew. That's a really dangerous profile there. Yeah, that kind of... See, I kind of wish that would have happened now. Because that would have been kind of epic. Yeah. Asperger Bear, I wish they did the third season of Universe. I want to know what happened with Destiny. I have read the comic book, but that was trash. I want to have a third season or a movie to finish Universe. Well, yeah, I could go for a third season of the Universe or a sixth season of Atlantis or a new show. I'm okay with all of those. I haven't read the Universe comic books yet because I kind of like my own theories about how it ended and how the story continued. I kind of like my theories about it. So I haven't read the comic books yet. So I don't know if I agree with you there. But I wouldn't mind a third season of Universe. I think out of all of the Stargates, I think that'd be the easiest one to pull off and to explain the time and age difference between the actors. Anubis Raw Gold versus Wraith Theory on your Facebook page. Go check that out. Pup 314. I wanted the Ori to find out about the Pegasus Galaxy and the Wraith. Ori versus Wraith would have been terrifying to witness. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. But I think what would happen there is that the Wraith or that the Ori would go after the human populations and kind of do what the replicators did and go after the food source and starve out the Wraith. Jackson Heathen, how did the Tok'ra incubate their larval symbiotes? They didn't. They don't have Jaffa. They don't have the ability to do that. So it's a little bit of a crapshoot. I mean, back in the day when Ajuria, which is the queen of the Tok'ra, was alive, it is quite possible that she had Jaffa that would incubate the Tok'ra symbiotes. But now that that's not a thing, it's they don't have it. So it's a little bit of a crapshoot. That's why but on the other hand, they don't have any new symbiotes coming out anyway. They don't have a new queen making symbiotes. So they don't really need Jaffa. That's one of the difficulties with being Tok'ra, is that they're dying out. They're dying faster than they can make babies because they can't make babies. It's impossible. Mr. Bojangles, Jaffa increases the chance of blending, indicated that they have a chance regardless of, so maybe a 50-50 chance. James Bond, thank you again for your videos here. Well, thank you. I'm happy to make them. I'm still surprised people watch my videos. What if the Stargate wasn't run by military and only run by civilians and scientists? Then the Earth would probably be destroyed. Because if we didn't have military operations going out of there, then gold would wipe us out, and so long. Thanks for all the fish. It's my 2 cents. My 2 shots. My 2 thoughts. 2 cents. Whatever. One of those 2 words. Ambush Raw. When is Tok'ra Are Idiots video? So I'm not quite sure who the next Idiots video is going to be about. If it's going to be about the Tok'ra, if it's going to be about the Replicators, if it's going to be about the Wraith. I don't know. I'll let you know when it does come out, though. The Idiots video tend to be kind of bigger news and very controversial videos. I wasn't expecting that. What if the race start worshipping the Ori? That is a scary thought. Yes, you're right. That is a scary thought. Dharma Congelata Tanagra, how about Gold taking a human replicator as a host? I can't make that work. I don't think that would work. I mean, because the human form replicators are still machines. And as far as we know, the Gold symbiotes cannot plug themselves into any sort of technology. It has to be a biological organism. So I don't think that that is possible at all. I mean, it'd be them trying to integrate with the Daedalus or something. It's not really going to work. David Tennant. Hey. I like Doctor Who. They only have volunteers to preserve the ones that survived. Emperor 15 just arrived. What did I miss? Dude, Emperor 15, you missed a lot, man. You missed a lot. I'm sorry. We did 3 whole theories. We talked about all kinds of different things. Yeah. But you can go back and watch it. It's okay. Luca, MGM are idiots for canceling Stargate. Yeah. I think they're idiots for, not bringing it back. And so I think that they will bring it back eventually. I don't know when. Pup 314. What if the real original ball is still alive? It is quite possible. We don't know exactly how many clones were created. And, yeah, it is possible that ball is still around. Jamal Willis. Someone missed as much as I did. Yeah, sorry, Jamal. Kind of late to the party, man. But that's okay. One of the great things with these live streams is you can go back and watch it, and it's awesome. Dustin Beard. Dude, Dustin, you're awesome. Dustin Beard, $10 super chat. Dude, thank you. Really, I think you're the first person that actually did the super chat in any one of my live streams. Dustin Beard, $10 super chat. Comment, take my money, damn it. Well, I will. I will take your money. Thank you. Thank you. It's very, very appreciated. Yeah, Dustin and Miranda, they're awesome. Awesome folks. I love to meet them in person sometime. Two stupid dogs. I want the ball. Pup 314. Pup 314 saying, 2 stupid dogs. I want the ball. No, I want the ball. That was the first meme that was created on my Facebook page. Facebook.com/Target Guy. You can go check out that meme. But Dustin, again, thank you very much. Mr. Mouse, Chief Engineer, MGM. Oh, you went up. MGM canceled Stargate because they had financial issues, from what I heard. Yep. It was a combination of a bunch of different things. Partly it was financial issues with the whole of MGM, from what I understand. And I think they did file bankruptcy. They came really darn close to it. But they have bounced back from it. I mean, they didn't go completely out of business, like Orion Productions, for example. The 2 big franchises that MGM have that makes them a lot of money is Stargate and James Bond. And that, James Bond is still making the millions of dollars. They're making another James Bond movie. Personally, I think that MGM would be complete fools not to bring back Stargate, because Stargate made the millions and millions of dollars, an insane amount of money, and it still has that potential. And I know that because there's still thousands and thousands of hardcore fans around the planet that talk about Stargate. And just look at this channel as a small example, a tiny example. You can look at Gateworld for a bigger one. And, StargateCommand.co is another one. I mean, there's still a market for Stargate products and Stargate shows. That personally, I think that MGM would be fools not to make another Stargate show. And not to continue making Stargate content. Now, I do not know that... I do not know when they're going to do it or what that exactly is going to look like. I do know that they're talking about it, that MGM is considering stuff, and that people that we know are talking to other people that we know and that we would be excited about. But it seems all very early stage, and it seems all very up in the air. Anything can happen, and everything is on the table. That I do know about. Everything is on the table. But there's no guarantees. There's no real timeline. There's, people are talking to other people. Personally, looking at it, MGM in the past 2 years has made more Stargate content than they did in the previous 8, which I think is a great step forward. So yeah, I think that personally, I think it's inevitable. I don't know when, don't know what it's going to look like. Sorry. I'm not privy to that kind of information, and if I was, I could not tell you. Sorry. Dustin Beer, another $10 super chat. Dude, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Take my money for the stream. I missed last time, damn it. Well, Dustin, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And really, it's because of all the super chats and stuff that awesome things are going to happen with the channel down the line. I have plans. Yeah. I got plans. David didn't love the show. Stargate Origins was meh. Yeah, not a lot of people were huge fans of Stargate Origins. I thought it was a mixed bag. I did a couple of videos reviewing it, so you can go check that out for more of my opinion about it. Let's see here. Pup 314. I want to see Daniel married to Vala. That would be a weird relationship. Well, we kind of saw that in the last episode, kind of what that relationship would look like. But then again, there wasn't any real alternatives. And to do... Knox 117 is going. Good live stream. Well, thank you very much. And thank you again for the super chat. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. See you next time. Luquette. If they make a new show, it will be lean towards SJWs and feminists. I don't know. Talking about modern politics and stuff with Stargate, I don't really like doing that. And the thing is, partly is that the audience has changed since the 90s. So any sort of content is going to change with it. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. I don't know. But I think one of the difficulty is that a lot of shows that have come back have tried to be more politically correct. They have tried to be more just political in their shows. And that doesn't really seem to be appreciated by a lot of audiences. So I really hope that Stargate doesn't make a similar mistake. Oh, well, I'm leaning into the camera. I should, sit up more. Kajeen Woods, if you had a chance to write a new Stargate show, what would you do? Personally, if I would write it, I would write a Stargate origin story of Braytak. And I would write about Braytak and kind of fill out that character and how Braytak really became Braytak. And what kind of awesome things he did and mistakes that he did as a young Jaffa. I think there's a lot of story to be done there. And that's the kind of story that I would write. That's the story that I would write. Let's see here. Jamal Willis, I would love for Danu to retire to Atlantis and help modern humans and others ascend. That would be interesting. You could take that as a little mission, yeah. Amos Rawl, what happened to the IOA after they failed to launch a replicator on an Ori ship? They would probably still be in power. They'd still be running it. Some people would probably get fired. But the IOA would still be there, still with their bureaucratic mistakes. My face is frozen. Why is my face frozen? This is sad. Come on.
Your face is what?
My face is frozen. Apparently. I had no idea. I just have that kind of face, I guess. Okay. All right. Well, let's do a couple more things here, and I gotta get going. Audio is good. Video is frozen. Man, that's why. There should be no reason for that. Anyway. Braytech origin story would be awesome. 137 years to explain. Braytech is practically a Jedi. Yes, I agree. I thought it was just my tablet audio. Yeah, man, the video was frozen. Okay, I think that's a sign, folks. I think that's a sign. Well, we've been doing this live stream now for about an hour. That's where I kind of like to keep it anyway. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What you think of these different theories. Thank you very much to the 3 subscribers who submitted them. And if you want to submit more theories for me to consider and to comment on, a good place to do that is facebook.com/StargateGuy and send me a message. You can also join me on Twitter, twitter.com/TheStargateGuy. And be sure to check out the Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/TheStargateGuy. Links in the description box down below for all sorts of awesome Stargate stuff. Books, DVDs, comics, everything is on there. It's amazing. Anyway, thank you guys very much. And until next time, I'll see you on the other side. And